u Norveškoj, nije objavljena u Jugoslaviji i onda sklapate onaj presudni i veoma bitan ugovor sa Verlag Spiegel, gde vi zapravo sklapate takav ugovor da svoju knjigu i sva prava prenošenja iz knjige i svih dokumenata da se mogu objaviti i tako Brzojavka se pojavljuje u Špiglu. Je li to tačna priča?
Pa dobro, to nije bilo baš sve tako jednostavno. Ja nisam mahao ovim ugovorom, niti sam se hvalio. Mislim da treba biti skroman, ali u suštini ovo je jedan vrlo bitan ugovor za mene. Ugovor koji predviđa da poznati zapadno-nemački nedeljnik Spiegel ima pravo da koristi najzanimljivije delove moje knjige, takođe i dokumentaciju. U sklopu tog ugovora ja sam Spiegelu dostavio deo dokumentacije od kojih su oni smatrali da je svakako najzanimljiviji dokument upravo već famozni i pomenuti Waldheim telegram, kako su ga već nazvali u zapadnoevropskoj štampi. Ta prava sam dao Spiegelu za, pa po mojoj oceni, skroman honorar po zapadnoevropskim merilima žurnalizma, 50.000 nemačkih maraka.
Gde je original dokumenta?
To je ono što bi i ja želao da znam, moram da vam priznam. Ja apsolutno ne mogu sa sigurnošću da vam kažem gde se nalazi original dokumenta. Ali sam uveren i tvrdim to i ponavljam da on postoji, jer ja imam apsolutno poverenje u Dušana Plenču. I apsolutno sam siguran da istaknuti jugoslovenski istoričar Dušan Plenča apsolutno nikada ne bi dozvolio sebi da svetskoj javnosti ponudi lažan ili falsifikovani dokument, kao što je rekao Kurt Waldheim i njegov štab.
Znao sam da jedan beogradski novinar odlazi kod poručnika Kurta Waldheima da ga intervjuiše i da ga pita u ostalom šta je radio za vrijeme rata u Jugoslaviji. Novinar, oprostite, nije istoričar i želio sam mu riječ o Danku Vasoviću da mu pomognem. Savjetovao sam da pita gospodina Waldheima za operaciju Trio u istočnoj Bosni, za operaciju Kozari i konkretno koja je njegova funkcija i dužnost bila u štabu generala Štala. Novinar se Vasović vratio i rekao da je gospodin Waldheim izjavio, i to je objavio u Večernjim novostima beogradskim, nikad nije bio na Kozari. Izgledalo je malte kao da sam doveo novinara Vasovića u zabludu, što nije bilo od mene fair kao istoričara. Ja sam mu dao 2-3 dokumenta iz kojih se vidi da je gospodin Waldheim u štabu generala Štala jednom razvrstan u rang broj 15, drugi put rang 3, da službuje u odelenju B i da je nepobitna činjenica da on učestvuje u grupi generala Štala u borbama protiv Kozare. Znate, tamo je bilo 75.000 njemačkih domobranskih vojnika u toj operaciji koja je trajala više od mjesec dana. Koliko znam, a zna je cijela jugoslavijska javnost, novinar Vasović kad si je to predočio Kurtu Waldheimu, on je priznao da je bio na Kozari, ali samo intendant. Od tog momenta sam krenuo, Vasović je kao novinar krenuo da bilježi sve, skuplja po svijetu podatke i da priprema svoju knjigu. Činjenica je jedna, da je Kurt Waldheim bio istinski poručnik u štabu generala Štala, kasnije u štabu feldmaršala Lehra. U štab feldmaršala Lehra od štaba generala Štala se napreduje samo po revnosnosti ili po pretjeranom prekoračenju određenih ovlašćenja koje on ima kao oficir.
Had she transmitted that original interview 18.5 years ago, Kurt Waldheim will never be president of Austria, and here in Belgrade, Minister of Foreign Affairs personally will be jailed. Mr. Budimir Lončar, who gave the order to the chief of the military archive, Mr. Anton Miletić, to create the fake document.
Ja sam počeo to 1991. a Danko je to radio nezavisno, mene nisi poznavao Danko u to vreme. Danko se pojavio 86. 87. godine. I ja sam isto bio ubeđen, kao i vi, kao i svi koji su posmatrali cijelu situaciju, da je Danko kriv, da je Danko bio čovek koji je prodao i dobio novac za to tu Brzojevku Špiglu. Tajne službe su želele i one su napravile scenario da nas ubede u tu priču. Međutim, ja sam u jednom momentu, gledajući dokumenta u SIP-u, pronašao upravo ono dokumenta koje sam kasnije dao Danku, gde kaže šta rade, Leka Lončar na momentu kaže šta rade naši ljudi u Novostima. Kako je moguće da se jedan mladi novinar otrgao našoj kontroli i tako dalje, i tako dalje. U tom momentu sam shvatio da je Danko bio jedan predmetom, znači manipulacija sistema koji je iskoristila Danka, da preko njega, koji govori jezike, koji je inventivno mladi čovek i već se eksponirao u nečemu što država nije htjela da uradi, a o tome imam jako puno dokumenta iz SIP-a, da su razni razgovori ljudi iz samog SIP-a o tome da se ne da stranim službama dokumenta o Waldheimu, da se sve što njega, Kurta Waldheima, okrivljuje za bilo koji ratni zločin, jednostavno eliminiše iz tih dokumenta i da se da samo ono što o Kurtu Waldheimu ne govore kao ratnom zločincu.
Secret confidential documents which I obtained, in my way, from Yugoslav Ministry of Foreign Affairs, shows clearly how the honest world was cheated at first place, Israel and the United States of America. So when the Waldheim case exploded, Belgrade adopted a double all-good intelligence tactic called deception. Belgrade had promised the maximum of cooperation to the United States and to the World Jewish Congress in answer to their request of historical documents on Waldheim. However, the interior document shows instead that the true decision is to hide any documented proof that may damage him. And not only him, but as Minister of Foreign Affairs Lončar said, is not in our interest. Quotation: the situation arising around Waldheim may have relevant consequences for Yugoslavia's interest. Lončar wrote in document number 413-986. Then the question was what to do. The orders of Lončar are two. Number one, the subject the case urgently to the analysis of the Council for the Protection of Constitutional System, that is, to Summit of the Yugoslav Secret Services. 2. To prohibit for an indefinite period of time the access to the documents and their use to anybody with particular prohibition to the information means. So, it's clear, the documents are there in their possession, but they must be kept hidden in the safe for an undeterminate period of time. But during the same meeting, Lončar prepares another double tactic, the press release, to be delivered to the Western press. Quotation: the foreign press and the Yugoslav press have published documents that Yugoslavia turned to the UN Commission for War Criminals in January of 1948. We do not have any new information for the time being. Another document clearly shows what was a real, true, and reality. The same document, number 413-986, which is classified as confidential, with the date 31st of March 1986, bears the signature of Budimir Lončar. He was a powerful head of the secret services in Belgrade. He gave a strict order, clear, quotation, to hide all historical documents on Waldheim. And that is how the country that suffered 1,800,000 victims under the Nazi Hitler's occupation choose reticence. These exclusive images taken right after the war testify that the people wanted the justice for victims. We are watching the protests and demonstrations of the people in Zagreb, in Belgrade, right after the war. Unfortunately, the victims were forgotten. Justice never put into fact. Even more, 41 years later, powerful Mr. Budimir Lončar decided that the victims and the butcher changed their place and the names, and the war criminals fully saved. As Lončar explains, in the Waldheim's case, it is not our interest that the international press give us the role of supreme witness. The other documents shows how the Yugoslav Ministry of Foreign Affairs had, by Lončar, cheated Israel and United States. For example, when the US representative Richard Miles came on May 14, 1986, and submit the verbal note number 43 from the Embassy of the United States of America on behalf of the US government asking for the copies of the documents referring Kurt Waldheim in Yugoslav archives. The same request was done by the State of Israel through Belgian legation, who was Israeli representative in Yugoslavia at that time. Yugoslav authorities, however, kindly promised cooperation, but strictly confidential document of the Presidency of Yugoslavia, number 416-41 from November 12, 1986, and also strictly confidential document from the Yugoslav Ministry of Foreign Affairs, number 44491 from Cabinet of Mr. Lončar, says that, quotation, President of Socialistic Republic of Yugoslavia agreed to answer to governments of the United States of America and Israel according to the proposal of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but stressed again the need to take in consideration whether, if in files in our archives exist documents which publication is not in our interest and which had to be treated with special regime or protection. This document bears the seal of the presidency and it is signed by Mr. Ljubiša Korać, who was General Secretary of the presidency. He received the document from Mr. Lončar. This document explained why United States of America and Israel never got documents on Waldheim from Yugoslavia, despite Yugoslavia kindly promise for cooperation. The same destiny had request of professors Yehuda Valach from Tel Aviv and Manfred Messerschmidt from Freiburg, who came in Belgrade and kindly asked for the documents because Foreign Ministry announced that the archives are fully open for everybody. But according to strictly confidential document from the sector for the protection of interest of Socialistic Federative Republic of Yugoslavia of the Foreign Ministry number 48 through 37, dated January 5, 1988, Chief of the Sector, Drago Mirošić, signed with the seal the answer, quotation, to prevent them, above-mentioned historians, from the access to the documents whose publication is not in our interest and whose should be treated under special regime of protection. And he quoted crucial document as a strict order for such decision. Strictly confidential 1320-86 from November 20, 1986. So that's how Yugoslav Ministry of Foreign Affairs dirty cheated the honest world with this deception intelligence tactic, and that's why Mr. Neil Sher, Chief of the Office of Special Investigation of U.S. Ministry of Justice, never got what he asked for. Also, Professor Robert Herzstein, who came in Belgrade with the same purpose, never got what he asked for. And that was it. Having all these documents in my hands and in my mind, I understood everything, especially when I saw the internal verbal note that the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Raif Dizdarević, by the way Muslim, wrote in confidential way to his deputy chief, Budimir Lončar, Leko, Israel do not have any special right. I understood really everything. Now I knew and I fully understood why my dear colleague Mira Adanja Polak did what she did. Still, it's still very bitter taste knowing that she betrayed profession, me as a colleague, and even much more the interest of Israel and the United States and the Jews all over the world wherever they are. For me, it was a kind of the judgment day when the truth finally surfaced.
Vor der Kaserne, vor dem großen Tor, stand eine Laterne und steht sie noch davor. So wollen wir uns da wiedersehen, bei der Laterne wollen wir stehen, wie einst Lili Marleen, wie einst Lili Marleen. Unsere beiden Schatten sahen wie einer aus, dass wir lieb uns hatten, das sah man gleich daraus. Und alle Leute